original Klan was formed on Christmas Eve of 1865, in other words, right after the end of the Civil War. What they call the First Era Klan was the Klan that occurred in the years right after the Civil War. This was a Klan that was responsible for a great deal of violence. And in fact, the Klan of those years made it possible essentially to roll back, to push back the rights that newly freed slaves had gained.
The Klan was organized to combat recently freed Negroes. The Klan was organized because they didn't like the military occupation. And their enemy was northern troops occupying their territory.
So was it an act of resistance?
It was a resistance against the Yankees, against northern troops. And as it succeeded, the resistant army dissolved. And in 1915, Colonel William Simmons began to see an invasion upon America. And he organized the Klan, and it became national in scope.
Το σύνθημα για την αναγέννηση της Κου Κλουξ Κλαν έδωσε το πρώτο blockbuster του αμερικανικού κινηματογράφου. Μια ιστορική, επική ταινία με τίτλο «Η γέννηση ενός έθνους». Στο φιλμ, οι κουκουλοφόροι πολεμούν την αδικία, υπερασπίζονται την ένομη τάξη και προστατεύουν τους λευκούς από την απειλή των πρόσφατα απελευθερωμένων μαύρων. Στην πραγματικότητα, η νέα Κου Κλουξ Κλαν στρέφονταν κατά των μεταναστών.
That Klan became very, very large indeed during the 1920s. This was at a time when the United States was dominated by white Protestants. And what happened was that during the 1920s there was some Jewish but a great deal of Catholic immigration. And this country was filled with anti-Catholic prejudice. So the Klan of the 1920s really didn't talk about what was wrong with black people or even Jewish people. It was all about the Catholics. They were coming to destroy this country, you know, ruin our morals. They were loyal to the Pope, not to the United States, that kind of thing. So the Klan in the 1920s actually reached a level of about 4 million members, by far the biggest hate group or anything like it that we've ever seen in this country. Once again, the Klan collapsed really, or went down to almost nothing at the end of the 20s and in the early 30s, and virtually disappeared during the Second World War.
I have a dream. My poor little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today.
The Klan really reappeared in the late 50s and the early 60s in the United States to resist the civil rights movement and the desegregation of American life, and in particular American schools. And it produced so much violence during the civil rights movement that in fact the Klan made it impossible for the Kennedy administration and the Johnson administration not to pass civil rights legislation. That Klan rose and fell, perhaps reached as many as about 75,000 people. And then the Fourth Era Klan appeared in the late 1970s, and that really was David Duke. But the Fourth Era Klan, in many ways, it was all about what David Duke's ideology was, which was we need to get out of the robes, take off the hats, put on business suits, get out of the cow pastures, stop burning crosses in fields, and go into hotel meeting rooms, you know, in other words, act like serious political organizers and create a new movement and not be so associated with criminal violence and so on.
We're going to stand proudly and honestly and courageously, and we're not going to stop until we win. Thank you.
When we become and find ourselves in a time of every man for himself, what side are you on? All you have to do is pull up your sleeve, look at the color of your skin. That's what side you're on. It doesn't matter if you're Republican, Democrat.
There are now about 34 different named Klan organizations, and in all of those organizations together, you might have 5,000 or 6,000 people at the very most. Tom Robb is an aging white man from Arkansas who's, now been left with the remnants of the Ku Klux Klan, or the Klan that David Duke organized. Robb has tried to present a sort of a Klan with a kind of kinder, gentler face.
I don't hate black people. I'm not saying that for the camera. You've heard me speaking yesterday. What I say privately is the same thing I say publicly, or vice versa. What I say publicly is the same thing I say privately. But just to say I hate black people, no, I don't hate black people. I think you're all the same way. If I'm in my house and I've got a mouse in our cupboard, I'm going to get that mouse. Yeah. But I don't have an agenda to tramp through the woods and hunt down every mouse I find.
Good point.
I don't have that agenda. But I do want to keep my home clean.
Amen.
Don't I?
Yes.
Our heroes are supposed to be Michael Jackson. Our heroes are supposed to be basketball players and football players. Black music. We hear constantly. You've heard me repeat this yesterday. We hear constantly about blacks know music. They know how to move and all that stuff. What is their music? What is this? What is their music? And people repeat those things as if white people don't have music. We don't have music in our soul. And we have classical music, we have bluegrass music, we have gospel music, we have country music, we have blues.
Η πρώτη μέρα του συνεδρίου ολοκληρώθηκε με παραδοσιακούς χορούς και τραγούδια που σύμφωνα με τους διοργανωτές ταιριάζουν στη Λευκή Φυλή. Όταν έπεσε για τα καλά το σκοτάδι, ο ουρανός φωτίστηκε από πυροτεχνήματα. Οι περισσότεροι δεν έκρυβαν την ανυπομονησία τους για τα όσα θα διαδραματίζονταν το επόμενο βράδυ, όταν θα φορούσαν τις κουκούλες για να βάλουν φωτιά στο μεγάλο ξύλινο σταυρό.
Αντίθετη σε οποιαδήποτε πράξη βίας, τουλάχιστον έτσι υποστηρίζουν, οι ιππότες της Κου Κλουξ Κλαν θα έλεγε κανείς ότι είναι ένα κλειστό κλαμπ ανθρώπων που υποστηρίζουν τις ιδέες τους και επί της ουσίας δεν ενοχλούν κανέναν. Οι αμερικανικές αρχές όμως και οι οργανώσεις που παρακολουθούν αυτές τις λεγόμενες ομάδες μίσους έχουν διαφορετική γνώμη. Σε μια χώρα όπου η πρόσβαση του πολίτη σε όπλα και πυρομαχικά είναι τόσο εύκολη, δεν μπορεί να αστιεύεσαι με κάποιους που κρύβονται στο δάσος, φορούν κουκούλες, γκαίνε σταυρούς και ορκίζονται στο όνομα της υπεροχής της Λευκής Φυλής. Ακόμη και αν τους θεωρείς γραφικούς.
Το πρωί της Κυριακής οι άνδρες πιάνουν δουλειά. Πρέπει να ετοιμάσουν το σταυρό που θα κάψουν το βράδυ. Υποστηρικτές της λεγόμενης χριστιανικής ταυτότητας ή της λευκής χριστιανικής αναγέννησης, τα μέλη της οργάνωσης πορεύονται με τον λόγο του Ευαγγελίου και τις παραδόσεις της Κου Κλουξ Κλαν. Η τελετή της αφής του Σταυρού, όπως την ονομάζουν, καθιερώθηκε από τον Αμερικανό συνταγματάρχη Σίμονς στις αρχές του 20ου αιώνα. Τα χρόνια εκείνα ο φλεγόμενος Σταυρός σκορπούσε τον τρόμο. Σήμαινε την έναρξη της επιδρομής των λευκών κουκλοφόρων. Η κατάληξη ήταν συνήθως το λιντσάρισμα ενός μαύρου. Στις Ηνωμένες Πολιτείες μέχρι το 1968 είχαν σημειωθεί 4.730 περιστατικά όπου εφαρμόστηκε ο νόμος του Λίνς. Στα 3.337 το θύμα ήταν μαύρος.